Hello, welcome to our final lesson. I'm Lee Jenkins. We all want good results from life, at home, at work, and our relationships with others. So it's important to understand the most important factor that guarantees good results day in and day out is a healthy attitude. So attitude is the magic word. Attitude is the composite of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. Now, our attitude will tell the world what we expect. If you have a happy, cheerful, expectant attitude, you're telling everyone you come in contact with that you expect the very best in your dealings. Most people never really actually think about their attitudes at all. The reality is for most of them, it's a matter of beginning each day in neutral. Their attitudes are neither good nor bad. They're ready to react to whatever they may encounter. If what they come across is good, well, they're going to reflect that. And if it's bad, they're going to reflect that as well. They're constantly changing, going through the day, reacting to whatever confronts them. That's why it's very important for us to control our attitudes and make sure that our attitudes are excellent all the time. William James wrote, human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. Attitude is probably one of the most commonly used and yet most misunderstood words in the English language. You'll hear teachers tell their students that if they change their attitudes, well, their grades are going to improve. Or sales managers tell salespeople that their attitude controls their sales. Doctors will even tell patients, we've done all we can. Now it's up to you. It's your attitude. When we have a good, clear understanding of what attitude is and how attitudes are formed, it'll become very apparent that only a very small percentage of the population are actually in control of their attitudes. In truth, their attitude is being controlled by the media, by other people, by conditions and circumstances in their life. To properly understand attitude, you have to take another look at the relationship of the mind to the body and how the conscious and subconscious mind work and how they work in relationship with one another. Now, earlier I said attitude is the composite of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. So let's use Dr. Fleet Stickperson and break it down. Let's take a look at each part on its own and how to bring them all together. So there's a creative power that is flowing into your consciousness. Now, at this point, it has no physical form. It just is. It's not positive or negative. Now, as you begin to exercise your higher faculties and give form to this power, the first stage of attitude begins. You're going to build either a positive or a negative image. Now, that image is going to be expressed on a conscious level through vibration, words, gestures, and writing. Now, you may or may not internalize that image. For example, you could be watching the news or reading the newspaper or possibly listening to another person who's sharing all their problems without any of this actually having any emotional effect on you. You see, on a conscious level, you have the ability to accept or reject any idea, whether you have originated it yourself or you picked it up from an outside source. Now, if that idea is not internalized, it won't have any effect on you emotionally or physically. But let's take a look at what happens when the idea is internalized. You see, the subconscious mind is deductive. Now, in other words, it has no ability to reject anything that is impressed upon it. It can't differentiate between good or bad. So whatever is impressed upon it is accepted and then expressed in the body. The nature of the idea that's impressed upon the subconscious mind will determine the vibration or the emotion that is being expressed, which we refer to as feelings. If the idea is negative, that person will be expressing negative vibration or emotions. However, if it's positive, then the emotions or vibrations are going to be positive as well. You have the ability, through your intuitive factor, one of your higher faculties, to pick up vibrations from other people. Now, if that other individual is in a very negative vibration, you're going to know it. You're going to pick up on that energy. If you feel that another person is troubled, you're going to feel that. And the odds are true that it's probably that they are troubled. Now, begin to utilize and believe your intuitive findings. Keep in mind, we invented the word feeling, basically to describe a conscious awareness of vibration. So your intuitive factor deals with feelings. You're going to feel it. Now, let's take a look at the third aspect of attitude, and that's action. It's the physical body that moves you into action. So the body, being the instrument of the mind, is the only medium through which the conscious and the subconscious mind working together are able to express themselves. Whatever idea is impressed upon the subconscious mind must be expressed through the vibration of the molecules in that body. When that vibration becomes strong, the body must literally move into action. If the mind is in a confused state, well, that confusion will be expressed in a person's actions. They can be heading in one direction, they end up going in another. They start a project that goes unfinished, and then they start something else. Nothing of any consequence is going to be accomplished. Now, on the other hand, when their thoughts and feelings or their conscious and subconscious mind are in harmony, in an orderly state, that order will also be expressed in their actions. It's going to become obvious the person is what we refer to as being focused. They're productive. They're probably going to accomplish more in a few hours than their confused counterpart will do all day long. You see, attitude is the composite of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. Now, in this illustration, we show how the three parts of the personality work together. Attitude is truly the composite of them all. In essence, it is the vibration you're in. An attitude is determined by the ideas that you choose to get emotionally involved in. The physical expression through the body is automatic. After reviewing this information a number of times, the power of attitude will start to become very apparent. When a person's attitude shifts, everything in that person's world shifts too. The shift can be positive or it can be negative. You know, it becomes evident how and why most people's attitudes with respect to the economy or the world in general is being controlled by the media. But I want you to clearly understand this. The media is not to be blamed. Conditions or circumstances are not to be blamed. If we're having a problem, our conscious choices are where the problem originates. And on the flip side of that, conscious choices are where all our future successes will begin. Now, as you develop a great attitude, you're probably going to realize that you're well on your way to a much better life. But I want you to be cautious. The bad or poor attitudes of others can be as infectious as the common cold. It's important to look at it as an infection that can end up bringing us down if we allow ourselves to catch it. So avoidance is really your only vaccination. When you begin to develop a better attitude, you should realize that you're already placing yourself among the top 5% of the population, among the most successful people on earth. And by studying this program with us, you've prepared the soil in the ground. Now all you have to do is plant the seeds. So in summing up, here's 6 points that I want you to keep in mind. First is our attitude at the beginning of a difficult task, which more than anything else will bring about a successful outcome. Secondly, our attitudes towards others determine their attitudes towards us. The success that we achieve in life will depend largely on how well we relate to others. Now, thirdly, before you can achieve the kind of life you want, you must think, act, and conduct yourself in all your affairs as the person that you want to become. Keep a mental picture of that person before you as often as you can throughout the day. Now, fourthly, great attitudes are not the result of success. Success is the result of a great attitude. Now, finally, the deepest craving of the human being is for recognition, to be needed, to feel important, to be recognized and appreciated. That includes our loved ones and everyone else with whom we come in contact with during the day. Now, to make these personal power principles a habit in your life, here are some further suggestions. Since your mind can only hold one thought at a time, make each thought you have constructive and positive. Look for the very best in people and ideas. Be consciously alert for new ideas that you can put into use in your life. Don't waste time talking about your problems with people, especially ones that can't solve them. Or don't talk about your health unless you're talking to your doctor. It's not going to help you, and it's certainly not going to help anyone else. Always radiate the attitude of well-being and confidence. The attitude of a person who knows where he or she is going. You'll find all sorts of good things happening to you if you do that. Now, lastly, treat everyone with whom you become in contact with as the most important person on earth. Start this habit, practice it consistently, and you'll benefit from it for the rest of your life. As we come to the end of the Personal Power Principles program, I want you to understand that you have many gifts that perhaps you've never opened. These are gifts of talent, ability, that are yours for the taking. You know, the people that we call gifted are different from the crowd in one very special way. They accepted their gifts. They let it happen. The high achievers in life, the people you admire, are those who opened their gifts. These winners in life simply have more gifts because they claimed them, they unwrapped them, and most importantly, they used them. Now it's time for you to do something with your gifts. Reach for them, claim them, use them. If you look at those particular skills you have developed over the years, the talents that you have exhibited, you'll find that they're the gifts that you opened and enjoyed. But how many others are there within your reach? You know, for every gift you've opened over the years, there are hundreds that you've never unwrapped and taken out of the package. This unused potential hides right there, just waiting to play a role in your life. You know, I love this quote by Steve Bowe. He said, God's gift to us is more talent and ability than we'll ever use in one lifetime. And your gift to God is to develop and utilize as much of that talent and ability as you can in this lifetime. So I encourage you to use each of those gifts you have been given to go out and create the life of your dreams. Always remember you have infinite potential, and the only thing keeping you from your goals is your thinking. Now, as I've mentioned in each lesson, if you're committed to improving the results you're getting in life, you're going to need to be disciplined. You're going to need to spend a respectable amount of time studying this program. And trust me, if you're committed to change and willing to do what is necessary, you'll be able to live the life of your dreams. So spend time every morning, spend time every evening reviewing this video. It's extremely important to really internalize what you're learning here. Do this each and every day, and you'll be shocked at the change that happens in your life. Now, this may be the last lesson in this program, but understand, it's truly just the beginning. The secrets to a happier and more prosperous life are right here in this program. Study it often. Internalize what you're learning, and remember, knowing isn't enough. You must act on what you've learned. It may not be easy at times, but I can assure you it will be worth it. I'm Lee Jenkins.